Hey, so today I want to talk a little bit about my Modern Maker operating system. It's sort of the model that I have been tweaking over, the last 2 or 3 months. It's the same model that helped me make 1.19 million in revenue since 2023. I've just refined it to the point that I'm really happy now, because before it used to be sort of scattered and there were various other components. But when I started seeing it in the way that I'm going to explain today, it was like a little aha moment for me that started to totally make sense. So what I'm going to do is sort of talk through it, and if you have any questions, you can hit subscribe, you can comment below, and hopefully we learn something. So to start off with, I sort of broke it down by top, middle, bottom, and post funnel. Now, it's not the conventional sort of top, middle, and bottom funnel you hear in social media, like a top funnel post or a mid funnel post. What made sense to me is sort of having each part of the operating system, or the ecosystem, if you like, of content showing up in various places. So number one, let's talk a little bit about the top of the funnel. Now, the top of the funnel for me is sort of governed by one component, which is doing one post per day, right? Because at the core of it, we have one offer, one post, and one email per day. Once it goes into this, then it's this one system. Now, the focus of the top of the funnel is width. So this is where we go broad, we get leads, and we try to convert leads to customers. What a lot of people do in the industry is take a lead and try to turn them into a client straight up. And that works, right? But there you may need sales calls, you may need outbound DMs and all of that. You might need more sort of push energy. What this model does is have a lot of pull energy, because it is heavily based on inbound marketing, right? So in order for this to work, I don't send any outbound DMs. I don't do any calls or any of that sort. It's just an operating system or an engine that brings 2 to 5K clients on repeat for me. So what do I mean by width? Now, in the past, I used to do all sorts of organic content everywhere, but I doubled down on these three. So for me, LinkedIn is the source of organic traffic, right? So let me see if I can write better here. Organic. Yeah, so everything that comes into my world from LinkedIn, I've got 47,000 followers over there, and it's been working really, really well for me in terms of organic traffic, because I spent a lot of time, etc. Now, as I've had a daughter recently and all of that has kicked in, I sort of looked a lot more on the lifestyle things. Like, I didn't want to be glued to the platform. So what I have been experimenting with is Instagram over here. And what I'm doing is experimenting with paid acquisition. Now, at the moment, it's just $5 a day, but this model can now go further into like, $50 a day, $100 a day, whatever it is. I'm not an ads expert, but running just simply boosting posts that did well organically helps me not sort of have to live online. And then the last component of the top of the funnel is word of mouth, because as I'm in the coaching and consulting space, when somebody opts into my program, Modern Maker, if they like it, they might refer, they might say they had a good time, and over time, it sort of compounds into a nice little top of the funnel thing. And when leads come from word of mouth, they're much warmer, right? And the entire premise of this is to get a lead to go from cold all the way into sold by doing that, right? So there we go. We've got paid acquisition on Instagram and we've got organic on LinkedIn. Whatever your platform is, mine is very writing driven, and it still goes like one LinkedIn post per day. I make an offer to get on my email list. Now, in the past, I had tons of lead magnets and that sort of stuff, freebies and whatever, but over the last, I would say, month or so, I've been pruning my email list from like 11,000 that it used to be in total to 5,300 because nobody was buying out of those. And I made what I made with literally a list of 400 customers and about 80 to 90 or so clients over the years. So what I said was, when I make that post, I make an invitation in order to get on my email list. Now, on the way there, I have broken this down into two. So this thing here is a playbook. Now, this playbook is in detail. It's basically a rabbit hole, and as you read it and you consume it, there's links everywhere. There's things that you can do, and people have told me they've taken the playbooks that I've had as lead magnets and have made money from them. And that's the point, because what we want is for them to be pre-sold, right, when they go down the rabbit hole into your model, your operating system, whatever that may be. Number two, I have a $49 product on the way into my email list, which means, the percentage of people that opt in, that buy it, I am then writing emails to customers, which is much better than writing emails to leads, trying to convert them to become customers or clients. So I had for the longest time a freebie where I would give away some sort of Google Doc, and then lots of people came in for the freebie and I would upsell a $49 product there. But right now what I'm doing is I'm going straight into from the top of the funnel, going, this is an ad or a post, go straight to 49 or to the playbook. And it's been so much better because this 49 as well also liquidates any of the ad spend I have per week if I get one sale a week, for example. And the playbook sort of gets them down the rabbit hole. Now, this is literally a 2-page opt-in. It's give me your email and then here is this video, and I show you how to basically make money without sales calls and without DMs, and people that are interested in that will buy it. So that is how I go from the top of the funnel into the middle of the funnel. Now, for me, 90% of the work is done here. Why? Because the focus from width at the top of the funnel goes to depth in the middle of the funnel. And I use this little ecosystem here, which is email, YouTube, and remarketing ads, in order to get somebody to sort of go deeper down that rabbit hole. So for me, I've written story, lesson, pivot, offer emails, I call them. It's a short story from my life or my business, and then I pick out the lesson and then pivot into an offer. And usually those offers are either low ticket offers or high ticket offers, depending on what it is. If it's a low ticket offer, it could be a workshop or a digital product. And if it's a high ticket offer, it's usually one of two things, like my group coaching or my one-on-one, where we install this Modern Maker operating system. Now, why is this 90%? Because if somebody comes into my email list, we can go really deep into the concept of the Modern Maker operating system. I show results, I show things that I do, breakdowns, case studies. I show sort of like how I'm doing various bits of the business. Like this video as well is how I do my model. And then YouTube is what butters them up and sort of allows somebody to spend more time with me. And I use YouTube as a weapon in the nurture side, not as a YouTube brother who wants to grow YouTube. Like that's why my tiny channel has made over 6 figures, because I point people from email to watch YouTube and then bring them back and vice versa. So my YouTube channel is basically not for lifestyle or any of that, but to go deep down on concepts just like this. So I might have emails to say, hey, I've just recorded a 15-20 minute video today, go and watch. And that's the offer for the day, right? So that's where I use YouTube to basically get someone to understand the concept a little bit better. I show a lot of the what and less of the how. You teach someone how to fish and then you can set them free. Now, because people who come from the ads world may have seen your ad. We want to also do remarketing ads over here, which are really simple sort of organic concepts, which again get people into the list or get them to remember what they've just seen. And it's just another touch point. Now, on the organic side, I may have written a post, for example, about my model, which is this. And then to remarket it, I will just repurpose it and talk about it in a different way. So I can say, here's 3 lessons I learned before I optimized my model. And that's exactly what remarketing ads do. Like, I use ads to just double up on visibility on things that already work organically. And this mid-funnel is why a lot of people struggle to take someone from cold to sold. And it always blows my mind because to me, it's like a little content ecosystem. We've got 1 on LinkedIn, we've got 2 email, we've got 3 on YouTube, which is my little social triad, right? And the more of that I do, the more people get warmed up and the better and funner my business is, because I get those transactions come through where there's no scarcity, there's no urgency. They go down the rabbit holes. And as I make these invitations with my story-driven emails, they might opt in. And that's all I'm doing. I'm planting the seeds and eventually they blossom. It's not for everyone, but the moment I started doubling down 90% on my middle of the funnel, things went really, really well for me. Now, when I make offers on email, I want to get to the point where at the bottom of the funnel, these people that send me DMs are basically pre-sold. This is where I can use automation as well. I can use, very simple interactions that are just like, send me the payment link, I'm pre-sold. And then this is the Google Doc offer, which I'm sort of known for, that doesn't require sales calls, because by this point, my bottom of the funnel is either going to be DMs handled by ManyChat on Instagram, like little automations when people send me a keyword that basically is said either on email or on YouTube, depending on what they've watched. I have certain keywords, and then they go to Instagram, or it could be replying back to an email with a specific keyword, and then I send them this little Google Doc over here with a very simple DM that could say like, hey, thank you so much for opting in. Here are the details. Let me know if you are in or if you have any questions. Whereas before, in 2023, I used to basically write on LinkedIn and get someone into a call on Calendly, like a free discovery call, and sort of try to push something down their throats. Not saying it doesn't work, and a lot of people have made this work with sales calls, but it just didn't feel aligned with the business I wanted to run. So this method is so much better because it's either you're in or you're out, and there's no pressure. And that is where the component of bottom funnel is 1 offer. That is the Google Doc offer. It could be that I'm writing an email and doing low ticket. So when it comes here, there's no DM. It's just a link to buy a workshop or a digital product. I just haven't included it here because, I assume anybody who's seen low ticket on email, it is just a link to a checkout page. And that is why the focus here is on conversion. Now, if somebody comes to one of my workshops, which is a low ticket offer because it's between $50 to $100, I will then drop this doc in there as well. And maybe in the replay or after the workshop is done, I never do it like I never sell on the workshop. We might exchange some DMs again, and then they will convert. So far, so good. So now we've basically turned customers into clients. Now, for me, the most beautiful thing is that because of the way this funnel is set up, people going from top to the middle of the funnel may become customers. It's so much easier for me to market to these 400 customers, maybe do a free workshop with them or sell them the next thing, right? So I can be like, hey, you just bought this, you might need this other thing, or invite you into my group coaching for a day, or whatever it may be. it's so much easier to ascend the customer that's already spent time with you into client territory. So my main focus is always having this tap on, right? With the top of the funnel, getting leads through into the middle, and then the conversions are always quite easy in this case. And then I have this thing called post funnel, because a lot of people are acquisition machines, but they forget about their clients, right? You can ascend people the same way here, we're going left to right. You can ascend someone from bottom to top instead of just left to right. What do I mean by that? I may have a client who's in group coaching, and I will make an offer behind the scenes, right, vertically instead of horizontally, and they might ascend from group coaching to one-on-one. So my focus is also post-funnel to have one little system which ties it all together, where the onboarding, some have said, has been kick-ass, so it gives them a good experience. But also I'm here to onboard them, and I'm here to systemize this entire thing so it's really smooth and gives them a great experience, because systemization creates retention. And when you're able to retain somebody, right? I have clients that are with us for like 3 to 4 years. That means you show up every month, not starting from zero. You've got MRR, which basically compounds. So the focus here is, how can I make somebody compound? It's the reason why I have currently, I think I have 160 or so group coaching clients, but that is all MRR, right? Like, you show up, you compound, and you have a system where people are basically doing what I'm showing you here today, and they are able to install components of the system, compound as their efforts go up. As their wins go up, they're more likely to stay, and therefore you have retention. So I always double down on what happens post making the payment as well. So hopefully today you learned a thing or two about the Modern Maker operating system. It is by far my favorite thing ever. Obviously I'm biased, but it's taken away all of the push energy, focused on pull energy. It is 100% inbound. There's nothing but the exchanges of the DMs when I'm sending the doc, and in most cases it is automated. And it is highly focused on inputs to outputs, right? It's mostly content driven. 90% of it is in the middle of the funnel. And once you install that in your business, then it becomes really, really fun. So this isn't for everyone. You know, a lot of people may say, hey man, I really enjoy sales calls. I really enjoy sending DMs. There's something about like the human side of it that works, which is absolutely fine. For me, like this, the reason I created this and doubled down is, as I said, I've had a daughter, and I'm looking more on the lifestyle side of things. And it's, you know, turned 7 figures while I am there less of the time on the acquisition side. And the beautiful side of it is, some people that come might be like, hey man, you know what? I just want the top of the funnel. So you install 25% versus people who want 100% of it. And the beautiful thing is that wherever someone is in their journey, the operating system meets them where they're at, rather than me have to do all the convincing. So at the core of it all, I have moved from strategy to system. And it's been honestly freeing. So I want to leave you with that today. If that is something that sort of tickles your toes, you can DM me the word M3 on Instagram, and I'll send you the details. You know, there's no call required. There's none of that. But otherwise, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.